What's up, everybody? It's Matt from 9 Day Performance. Behind me is a beautiful 2015 Dodge Charger RT that has come to us from one of our good customers. And what we're going to do is we're going to fix something that's a little problem. It has a little bit of a tick, but overall it's a very well kept, well running and driving vehicle. And he wants to go ahead and do a cam on it. So we have the FRP Mark 82 cam that we're going to be installing in this Dodge Charger, which doesn't require anything crazy, no stall converter, anything like that. It's a nice daily driver cam with a nice sound, nice power output, and we'll get rid of the MDS system on this car. First things first, we need to protect it like we do all of our cars, and we're going to go ahead and wrap the entire front end of it in saran wrap or coverings so we can be careful, and we're going to drop the entire subframe out of this car just to keep everything as together as possible, and we don't want to scratch anything. So trying to pull heads out the top or anything like that, you can scratch it, so we're going to drop everything out the bottom. It does have long tubes on it already. So we're going to go ahead and get that knocked out and out of the way. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get it cleaned up, and then I'll walk you guys through the process of what we're doing on this one. If you have any questions, let us know. Like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys here in a few. All right, now that we've got everything protected on the front end, now we're going to go ahead and show you guys this beautiful 2015 Dodge Charger. This thing is immaculate. It's one of the nicest 2015s I've ever seen. It looks like it's fresh off the showroom. The customer, Joe, takes very, very good care of this car. So much so that when he dropped it off, he said, you could eat off the engine. And he's not lying. I mean, if you look here, everything is just as it was when it got dropped off. This is after he traveled several hours here to our shop. So, I mean, everything is perfect. We're going to keep it that way. We're going to make sure everything stays nice, neat, unscratched. We did take off the cowl already. That's why it's a little dirty under there. Don't freak out, Joe. I'll wipe it off for you. I know you're probably going to say, hey, there's dirt under there. Make sure you get that off before you put it back together. But I got you. But if you look around here, just take a look at this beautiful Dodge Charger. Everything is immaculate. It looks like it's fresh off the showroom floor. We've had cars come in. Only other car I would say that's this clean is the one that we just had, the purple car that had 300 miles on it, original. Other than that, this one kind of takes the bait. All right, so we'll go over some of the rest of it a little later once we get everything back together. For right now, Joe is waiting. He's very anxious. He wants us to get this FRP cam kit installed and done and out the way. I hear you, brother. We're going to go ahead and get this knocked out. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get all these plastics taken off. So the engine cover will come off. This piece here will come off just so I don't damage it. The airbox will come off. I'll suck all the coolant out of the system. I'll remove the coolant reservoir tank, most likely, just so I have room. And under here, we have tons of plugs we got to unplug, disconnect. We're going to go underneath the car. We're going to disconnect the transmission. So as far as the drive shaft is going to get disconnected, the exhaust is going to come down. And then once I get all of that taken care of, the engine, transmission will come down as one complete assembly. It'll sit down on the floor. We'll do the cam swap on it, and we'll throw it right back up in the car as if nothing ever happened. Stay tuned to the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out some more videos on our channel. We have tons of different cars, different builds, different processes, how-to videos, and more. And if you want to see something on the channel that's not here yet, go ahead and go in the comment section. Just comment what you want to see. If you want to see us wrap a car, if you want to see us build something crazy. I mean, we have something behind me over here. This is a Chrysler 300 that's going to be insane. Nothing you've ever seen before. So stay tuned to the channel for that one. But we have plenty of projects, plenty of different things coming at you very soon. And let's go ahead and get into this project so we can get it knocked out and out the door. All right, and we're back. So we got the 15 charger tore apart. As you can see behind me, we got the intake manifold off just for ease of removal. We're going to drop the entire engine out the bottom. And just so you guys know, one thing, if you're doing this at home, you don't have to take the AC compressor completely out of the vehicle. If you want to save your Freon, your refrigerant, whatever you call it, saves you a lot of money and saves my customers money when I don't have to do it. It saves me a headache. That way I don't have to worry about recharging the system, getting moisture, getting leaks, anything like that. So as you can see down there, I have the AC compressor completely removed from the block. And when we move the motor is going to go down, we're going to move that over to the side and the AC compressor will stay with the car. So we're going to leave that in along with the rest of the system so it stays closed. So that when we put it back together, we don't have to recharge this system. We don't have to worry about trying to fight with that, because I've had times where customers have been, oh, my AC feels not as cold now, or my AC was different before. So I didn't even touch the AC. I leave it completely intact. So we have no differences from when we pick it up to when you drop it off, unless we absolutely have to. This is the same for all of the builds that we have. We never take the AC compressors off the cars unless we have to, or unless we're doing like an interchiller system. So basically now I have a couple of wires to disconnect from back there. I gotta disconnect the MDS solenoid from down there. But everything else, knock sensor, starter, alternators off, AC compressors off, belts off, hoses are off, the coolant's evacuated, lower coolant hose is off. And then we have our friends here, jack stands. So we're going to use the jack stands. We put jack stands underneath the cradle and underneath the transmission. We're going to lower the entire assembly down, and we're going to get the cam installed. And we did just discover that this does have a rear main seal leak, so we're going to go ahead and take care of that while we have everything down. It's a lot easier at that point. But some are asking why we're dropping it out of the bottom instead of just taking the bumper off. Well, it's because we have long tube headers on this car. And pulling the heads off of long tube headers can be a hassle. Not to mention, it can scratch up the strut towers on the sides. We don't want to scratch anything on this car. We want everything to look exactly like it did whenever he dropped it off. So we're taking all of the precautions to make sure that everything's done in the safest manner possible. But without further ado, I'm going to get these few wires knocked off, get the jack stands underneath the vehicle, and then I'll check back in with you when we start pulling the body off the car and leaving the motor and transmission on the floor. Be back here in just a few. No, you want me to do the intro? Intro? What do you think we've been doing? What we've been doing, Austin?
You see, the motor is not motoring.
See, this is what I got to deal with on a daily basis. This man said the motor is not motoring. All right, anyways, we're going to get the motor out of the 2015 Charger now with the help of Austin, who's special, and Cam, who's half. He said half special. I mean, I don't think he's. We're gonna see. But let's go ahead and get that damn motor out. Today, we're going to go ahead and get the heads taken off, the headers taken off, get the heads over to the hoopers to the machine shop, get them cleaned up, checked out, new valve springs installed, and get them ready to get back on the motor. We're also going to tear the face off of the motor and get the old camshaft out, get the old lifters out. We're going to bring you along for the process so you can see the process of taking these out. And we're going to go ahead and check for any damages that might have been caused during the normal operation. This vehicle didn't have any problems when it came in. It came in just because he wanted a camshaft, but we're still going to inspect. We're going to inspect the BBT solenoid, make sure there's not excessive metal in there or anything that could cause a problem. We're going to check cam bearings and make sure there's no issue with the cam bearings that causes them to need to be replaced right now. On average, cam bearings, we usually replace them with full engine builds, not just when we're doing a simple cam job, just because it's a whole nother process to replace cam bearings. It's not normally within the realms of your normal camshaft replacement. Most of the time cam bearings are fine unless it has a very high mileage motor. This motor, I want to say, has like 15,000, maybe 20,000 miles on it, something like that. It's not a lot. It was a fresh replacement from Dodge. But we're going to go ahead and get the heads taken off. I'm not going to do a hyperlapse, so I'm going to bring you guys along for the picture while I'm doing it. You might end up seeing some of my employees walk by. You might end up seeing something stupid happen, so bear with me. We're going to go ahead and get you guys closer, get you set up beside the motor so you can see what I'm doing as if you were doing it yourself. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get the heads taken off. To do so, you're going to need a few tools. You're going to need an 8mm for the valve covers, a 10mm for the coil packs, a 15mm for the head bolts, and you're going to need a 10mm again for the top head bolts. So we're going to get that knocked off now. I'm going to bring you guys right here and let you guys see what happens when we tear these motors apart. So you can sometimes do it like this without taking the coil packs off. I'm going to do it for right now just to see if it'll come off. All depends on how tight they are. You can get it like that. It don't always come off that easy, but sometimes it. All right. A fairly new rebuild, so that's why these are coming off so easy. If you don't know, this side right here with the sticker is on your driver's side, so remember that for later. Snap a couple pictures for the customer. Now we're going to go ahead and take our valve train off. Rocker shafts are no 10mm. About the middle. Stronger impact for the battery's dead. Of course. Alright, got the battery. I'm going to keep these with each side. Whoa, I'm about to bust my ass. Normally, you're not going to find any damages with the rocker shafts. It's very rare for those to get damaged. So now we're going to pull out our push rods and we're going to check as I'm pulling them out for any obvious signs of anything bent. True way to test these are on flat surfaces, but I can kind of see just by glancing at them from experience if any of them have problems. You can also hold them together and roll to kind of check them as well. So we can look and see the gaps between them. Nothing wrong with these other than I just dropped them. These are not getting reused anyways. Let's check this side. Drop another one. These look good as well. So what you're looking for, just so you guys know the difference, if you mix them up, they're two different sizes. Small one's going to be your intake, long one's going to be your exhaust. Easiest way to figure that out is if you think about it, the intake valves are up near the top of the head, so they have the shortest distance to travel. The exhaust is at the bottom because the lifters are in the same spot right beside each other. So the exhaust has farther to travel, so it has a longer push rod. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and knock off the top bolt to the cylinder head, which here's my little insertion core. Too long of an extension reduces your braking power. Braking bolts loose, so that shorter one. Those tins out. We'll have 5 10mm on the top of each of the heads. These are not getting reused at torque to yield, so these do get replaced with the cam kits we install. Now I'm going to pull off the cylinder head. And yes, I'm leaving the header on because it's easier to take off with it off the car. Watch your feet because coolant and oil are going to start leaking out. Just like that. And I got the entire cylinder head with the exhaust on it, so. These don't get reused either. On your cylinder heads, you don't want to lay it on the face to mess up your mating surfaces. When you open these, if you see coolant in here, don't freak out. It's very normal. When you pull the head off, all the coolant passages release and it goes all over the floor. Every time. Pull the other one off. Same thing for this one, so it's not wasting all over the floor. That drain. I throw those because I don't reuse them anyways. Head bolts are non-reusable. Torque to yield. And if you don't know what torque to yield means, it means the bolts stretch as you tighten them down. Therefore, it makes them weak.
Then, okay. Okay, I see how
21 or 7/8 to take our crank pulley off. And then when you don't want to waste time, you grab the most obnoxious 3-jaw puller that you can find. Ow, that hurt. This is when you don't want to play with the rental tool that AutoZone in advance. So you grab something that's completely obnoxious. It gets the job done quick. Oh my god. Whew. Call me?
What?
Call me?
I call you.
Call you said God.
Not say this.
And that makes the process way easier. Easiest way to pull your crank pulley off is with the hydraulic one. Most people don't want to spend the money on it because they don't do these all the time. But for us, we use the hydraulic one. You get these for like $80 at Harbor Freight if you wanted a cheap one. Now, we take off the pump for the water. What accent was that?
I'm surprised this bitch you all that time.
Are you loosening? Righty tighty, lefty loosey on.
It's on there. No, it's not. You just being a little bitch. Alright, it's on there.
No, you just being a little. Take off the water pump. Put the lime in the coconut and twist it all up. Yeah. Number 16.
Alright, I got a better idea.
You said you got you a better idea
I
there?
got a better idea.
Austin said he has a better idea, which means he's probably about to break something. I'm interested to see what his idea is. What's your idea, Austin?
What?
What's your idea?
Find a swivel 10.
Find a swivel 10. We don't have one. Oh, you talking about like the swivel 10 socket?
Yeah.
Oh. I got 3 in my box. I thought you meant a swivel 10 wrench. Probably should get one. I don't currently have one. Austin.
Yeah.
What does the water pump do?
Pumps water.
Yeah. Up.
Well, it's not really water. It's not antifreeze, but
Got some water in it.
coolant. Got a little
Hey,
bit of
remember when I
water.
told Cam yesterday that they got to loosen bolts to take them off, not tighten them? You also got to loosen all the bolts.
Hey, you missed another one right here.
No one? What? What I mean?
Another bolt.
It is stuck. No.
Alright, I got leverage now.
I got leverage.
Leverage now. Bolt don't stand a chance.
Alrighty. I'm excited about the bolt.
Well, maybe it don't stand a chance. Why they put it in there so freaking tight?
Yeah, the same reason the water pump was there so tight there, bud. Because it is. Because it just is. Oh. You still using my battery actually or no?
Nah, I'm done now.
That's it.
No, I gotta get those off. But I do though.
I was gonna knock this over quick. Gotta get that thing in the oil pan off there. Jesus Christ. Whoever did this, I'm guessing Dodge, whoever put this oil pan gas down is crazy. There's no way Dodge did this. He said Dodge is the only one that's worked on this. In the manual it says to put RTV in 2 spots. They RTV'd the entire front cover. It's literally RTV all the way across the cover on the gas. Jeez. See, I don't know what Dodge dealership swapped this engine, but you're not supposed to put. Wait a minute. That bolt broken? You're not supposed to put RTV all the way across the front seat.
At least it's not gonna leak.
I mean, I guess maybe. I'm trying to see how many bolts I took out. I don't think I took out all the bolts. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So one of the holes was just filled. There you have it. We're tore down and ready to take the camshaft out. Did this one get an oil pump? Hellcat oil pump. So this oil pump does need to come off. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Take the oil pump off. I think it's safe to say that they reused this oil pan gasket when they did it last time because they put RTV all the way around the nose up.
They just didn't want it to leak.
I can't tell if it's leaking or not. Take this oil pump off without it. Now you done broke it off, and I heard it. I heard you break it. You're right. It's broken. You broke it. Don't drop it.
I'll drop it.
Say it's Snoop Dogg. Dropping it like it's hot. Reach. What I'm trying to figure out is if Dodge put an entirely new long block in this, why would they do that?
They lied. They did it.
I'm trying to figure out why they would have done that. Doesn't make sense. I don't know why Dodge would cover this in RTV if this is a brand new long block. They must have put a used block in. They had to put a used block in.
You still recording?
I think Dodge put a used long block in this.
Probably. I mean, we all know Dodge don't give a fuck, especially in terms of warranty.
Because this whole front cover was covered in RTV. There's no reason they would have had to take the front cover off to do a long block swap.
Nope.
And like there's RTV back here where it's not supposed to be RTV. So I'm thinking I might as well just replace the oil pan now.
Probably. You pause for a minute?
So Dodge or somebody has lied. Messaged the customer just now so we can get clarification. See if he wants to replace the oil pan gasket also, because somebody's been in this motor, and this is supposed to be a long block from Dodge that was replaced under warranty. So somewhere, somehow, somebody's dropped the oil pan or taken the timing cover off of this. Which, so now I'm gonna go ahead and get the timing set loose off of this. So hopefully rotate this up so I can leave the oil pan on for right now until I get an answer from the customer and get this oil pump off. So let's go ahead and lock that out of place. Oh my gosh, that game. If you're even doing these on the car and you want to take the oil pump off without dropping the oil pan, you take the tensioner off, gives you more room to rotate, and then you can get the 13 right on the machinery. The fluid like shit. Only on the 5.7. 6.4 is the pickup tube is actually attached to the crate. Most of the 5.7 that is not. And if I drop this bolt in, once I already have the oil drain, I can just use a magnet to go down and grab it. And that's all. So you can't take them off without taking the oil pan off. That's how you do that. Now, we'll rotate this. Doesn't matter because I'm redoing the timing anyways, but I'm going to set this at top dead center so I don't have to do it later. Completely unintentionally already at top dead center. Oh, I didn't even do that. Laser is 18. Take that off. Yeah, somebody's been in this motor. That's not factory marks. Dodge said it did a long block replacement. I think they did a cam and lifter replacement on this. I think this is still the original motor. You got a T30 so I can get that plate off real quick. But before we get that too far, I'm going to go ahead and pull these lifters out too, so we can inspect them and see what they look like. Shit. Brush ass. Sorry. These are 8mm in here. That's why you're supposed to wear slip-resistant shoes. But my boots, we had that bad rain a couple of days ago, and my work boots got completely soaked. I don't like wet boots. So I threw them away, and I just haven't went to the store to get new ones. I've been busy. First set of lifters out. So on these, when we're checking them, we're looking for any scoring on any of the rollers. And then you want to just lift it up and down to see if there's play. There's no play in any of those. So that's good. We don't reuse these lifters though. These get thrown away. The owner has requested a camshaft though, because he wants it as a memorabilia piece, or art piece, he said, for his house. And this he has his man cave. Which is fine. Anytime you build custom wall stuff like that, it would be fine to have. All I'm gonna do is throw it away. So we're gonna check again. Good. You also want to check for the plunger to see if there's excessive play, which I'll do that off camera. You want to press it down while they're still pumped up and see if you can just make it. If it's super spongy, that's a problem. If they're stuck in and locked, that's a problem. And if you want to identify MDS versus non-MDS lifters, as you see here, these are non-MDS lifters. They don't have holes. These right here with holes are MDS lifters. MDS system, if you need it described, I have another video for that. I'll leave a link in the description. But these lifters are good too. Sometimes they just don't want to come out. They want to stay with the motor. And it does matter what cylinder you put ABS into. What's up? Yep. Yeah. We're still trying to figure out the car. Go on. I'll look with it. Good. Yeah, somebody's been in this motor. The factory markings are not insane. Dodge doesn't mark these like that in the factory. That's aftermarket. Somebody did that when they torqued that down. I think they just swapped the cam and lifters on this when they told him they replaced the whole block. What's wrong with that?
Well, why did you have to get a new long block you?
He had lift issues before.
They determined that it scrapped the motor.
Yeah, well, that lifter broke. With Dodge, their policy is if you have lifter failure, they check the VVT solenoid. If they see any metal on it at all, the motor has to be replaced. All those are good.
Let's pull that VVT.
Huh. Okay. Oh, I'm tweaking both. Oh, no. Into old for this. I think that's a tough one messaging back right now. I asked him wanted to put a new oil pan gasket on. So I'm pretty sure this oil pan gasket's used. So Austin, why don't we want metal in the motor?
Yeah.
What does metal destroy in the motor?
Bearing.
Bearings and
Everything.
rings. Yeah. I did. Yeah. Come on, let it go. Oh. Come on. Come on. Why it's so tight? It's so tight. The road look fun. We'll have to bore scope the, we gotta get this to the customer when he wants it. Okay, turn it off, drop it off. You wanna put a look at that? Something weird happened with this motor. Should take out the MDS solenoids. It pisses everybody off when I do this because it's so easy. Chop. Wiggle, wiggle. If it doesn't come, you chop it. Don't break them. Then I feel like go. Hold on. No, solenoid comes out. Just tap or wiggle. Snip. Just tap again. Stupid wire harnesses, man. These are in there. They're in there. Yeah, there's no way this is wrong, bro. Just squirted on you. By hand. Not broken. All removed. No drilling required. Alright, so everybody, we're here in the office and we're going to go ahead and unbox this FRP Mark 82 cam kit for the 5.7 liter car. Just to show you a little bit of what you get when you order a kit from us, nightanddayperformance.com. It's the same kits that are on FRPtuning.com. However, you can order them through us and we can also help you along the way. And if you're ordering for installation here, we request that you order all of your parts through us so we can make sure all your warranties are good and everything else. So inside the box you're going to get, it's going to look just like this. You're going to open it up and the first thing you're going to see that FRP does is a checklist. They're going to go through, they're going to show you exactly everything that should be inside your cam kit as you see here. So it has the camshaft Mark 82, head bolts, OEM non-MDS lifters, limiter or lockout. This one's highlighted as a limiter because this is the Mark 82, so we use the VVT still. The cam bolt and the crank bolt, MDS plugs, Manton Racing push rods, and then we're going to also have the gasket kit here. So we have OEM gasket kit for the 5.7. Sometimes they give you them all. Water pump, car OEM or Felpro, timing cover gasket, valve cover gasket, intake gaskets, valve stem seals, head gasket set. They're going to be OEM. And you get your exhaust manifold gasket set as well, which are OEM. Pack springs, so these are the 1275X with shims, and shows you what day it was packed and who packed it. GB, that is Greg. So shout out to Greg over at FRP for helping us all the time on all of our kits, as well as Kara and Isaiah. That's the team that's over at FRP that helps everybody. And of course we have Ryan, but nobody cares about him. No, I'm just kidding. Ryan over at FRP is the tutor, and he's also the owner of FRP, and he's the one who made all of this possible. So shout out to Ryan Hogan. You're gonna have here your order number, which has what you paid for everything, and then you're gonna have your instructions. It says read the entirety of the documents provided with your order. They may have information that pertains to you. Thank you for choosing FRP. And basically they're saying that if they sent you something and you're missing a part, please contact them, shipping at frptuning.com. So don't get upset. Don't call social media. Don't call your friend. Don't call your mom. They'll make it right. If they do happen to make a mistake in the shipping of your order, they always will make it right for you. And then here you have your valve spring overview as to what you're getting, as well as your shim locator, just a small description. And here it tells you with whichever springs you get, what you need to use as far as what shim, the installation notes. Make sure that if you're not certain, you must measure your valve spring installed height. That is very, very important. Some cylinder heads get milled, some of them get ported, some of them have different changes with them as far as when they get valve jobs that can change how you shim your valves, your valve springs, I'm sorry. So make sure you verify that. If you don't know how to do that, you can use a valve spring mic. I have a video that will be released on the channel. If it's released before this, I'll go ahead and put the link in the description. And you can also check our channel list just to see some of your general how-tos on YouTube. But you want to make sure that you have the right install height, otherwise you can break springs. You can have valves hanging open if there's not enough tension on them, things of that sort. So make sure you do that. Inside your kit, you're going to get, as I just described, I'm going to show you. So here's our 5.7 kit, which comes with these header gaskets and all that. It's a complete kit, which has head gaskets, everything for one side. So it should have 2 head gaskets, 2 valve cover, two manifold gaskets, etc. for the 5.7 HEMIs. We get your OEM head bolts, or lifters, I'm sorry. These are lifters, and you make sure they're all in the same package. Some companies open them up and try to package them in smaller, but you never know if you're getting the authentic thing because they're open. These are not open. These are still fully sealed with Mopar part numbers on them. So you'll have 4 boxes of those. Each one contains 4 lifters and trays. Head bolts. You're gonna get 2 sets of head bolts, 1 for each head. You're gonna get your comp cams, either limiter or lockout. This is the limiter for this kit. Shims. These are the shims that go with your valve springs. Push rods from Manton. You're gonna get 4 MDS plugs to replace the MDS caps that we removed, the solenoids. Crank bolt, cam bolts. Make sure when you put your cam in, you torque these to 90 or 90 foot-pounds. Make sure and use blue Loctite. Otherwise you'll have problems. Pack valve springs. So these are the Pack 1275X, as I said earlier. And the pride and joy that we all love, our FRP camshaft. This is the Mark 82 cam, and inside it's going to show you your cam card. So you can, if you're not having FRP tune it, which I don't know why you would ever do that, but if you're not, and you're having somebody else tune it, you're going to need the cam card so you can actually tell them the specs of the cam so they can tune it. And it has your big yellow warning. HEMI camshafts, the torque specs are 90 foot-pounds with blue Loctite. Do not forget this or you will shear the pin off. If your pin breaks off in the phaser, it is not because of the cam, it is not because of the pin, it is because you did it incorrectly and you did not torque this down right. You either tightened it on top of the pin or you didn't tighten it and you sheared it off. I've done it, lots of people have done it, it happens. But that's what happens when that shears off. Alright, so like I said in there, you see your camshaft. And that's what you get when you get an FRP cam kit. We're not getting Chinese-made lifters. We're not getting Chinese-made gaskets that are rebranded to say they're ours. You know, that's 100%. This is what you're getting when you get the cam kit. It's all packaged nicely. Greg and Kara do a great job of making sure everything's boxed up nice and neat for you. And now that we have that done, that portion done, we're going to go ahead and get this cam kit out into the shop so we can get it installed. I don't need this. I know what I'm doing. So I'll catch you guys back outside in the shop. We can go ahead and get this Mark 82 kit installed. All right, so we're back. We're going to go ahead and start getting the heads put back on the cam and the 15 charger that we're working on. But in the meantime, these two are looking for a bolt. The search party.
What a nut.
A nut. Apparently Tristan doesn't know how to hold his nuts, and one of his nuts dropped, and it hit his foot, and it took off and went
And they
somewhere.
found it.
Wait. Oh,
No, they go in the direction I said.
It's in this box.
Yeah. So they go in the direction I said.
It's just in the box.
But it was in the
He's
direction
retarded.
that it said it was.
he said you're retarded. What do you have to say about that?
So this guy yesterday tried to take apart a strut assembly while it was still attached to the car. So, I mean,
Hey, what do you have to say about that? What do you have to say for yourself?
I just work your f***ing insurance. God, why is
It
my
just-
scoper working?
I got work to do. You're distracted.
I'm distracting you.
You're distracted.
You know what distracts me? When someone tries to take a strut apart on my car.
Oh, that was recording video.
Never gonna live.
Oh yeah, we're recording the whole time. That whole
No, this.
Oh, that.
That's what I'm saying. This thing randomly will turn on and record.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to go up with this.
So you're gonna go up with this. Is it gonna work?
Yeah, I mean, I did it.
Is everything disconnected?
Yeah.
So just so you know, when you take the struts out of the car, you don't take them apart in the car.
What's the probability of us going up and those going in the moon?
How much did you loosen those?
I mean,
He just asked me, what's the probability of the car going up and the struts shooting up to the moon? Yeah, I don't know what to say. So if this strut turns into a rocket ship, we know it's Austin's fault. Is the bolt still on it?
the nut's still on it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, the nut's still on.
Are you sure?
I think so. Is it like a welded nut to a bolt? Or is it a bolt that the nut goes down?
And that goes down.
Yeah, it never loosened up.
No, you sure?
I think so.
Cause I don't feel a nut.
The nut was nowhere to be found yesterday.
What nut are you talking about? Well, I feel that one.
This one is the really rusted one. But I could never get anything off.
I feel it. Okay. You're good. You're not gonna go to the moon. But, so he's gonna take that, up in the air. And we're gonna come over here and start working on this. We're gonna get the cam in, heads on, MDS plugs in, oil pump on. I'm gonna change the oil pan gasket because some idiot decided to put silicone all the way around it. Well, I'm guessing that idiot was Dodge, the dealership. As always, they do stupid stuff. But let's get into that. Enough yapping. All right, so the customer's complained, and he told us that there's a leak coming from what appears to be the rear main seal on this car. So we're going to go ahead and get that knocked off while we have the engine down. Dodge couldn't fix it. They even replaced the motor before for a cracked side of the block, and then got it back and still has a leak in the rear main seal. So hopefully we can get it fixed. We're going to go ahead and get the transmission taken off the engine now while it's down. And I'll bring you guys along for that as well. All right, so as you can see from the display right here, we have the motor tore apart as far as the bottom end. The leak could be one of three things. We've already pulled the torque converter to check. There was some fluid in there that seemed to be trans fluid, but it wasn't. Rear main seal, the oil pan gasket was definitely leaking. And then we think the cross mains might be leaking too. So we're gonna get all that sealed up so that hopefully we don't have any more leaks coming from this car. And the customer to be happy with the leak-free car. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into that. I'm gonna get a new oil pan gasket, put on the oil pan, get it cleaned up, get the surface on the bottom of the engine cleaned up, and get the new gaskets on. Let's go ahead and jump into that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this Mark 82 cam installed in the block. So clean them first, hot water and soap, then move them up with assembly lube so that you're not sticking it in dry.
You gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing. You get me?
And then it's gonna go right in this dowel here. Use a cam tool, or you can weld a cam bolt to the end of a pipe and make it easier. And don't hit the bearings. The main thing is don't want to hit or score the bearings. So we're gonna get it started like this, and then I'll go grab my tool in a second. You shut up. Tell me how to stick it in there. Where's my cam tool? I don't see my cam installer, so this is a lot more. That's that. Cam is in. And now I'm going to get the retainer plate put on. I'm going to install the phasal lockout. If you don't know how to do the lockout or the limiters, I'll leave a link to how to do that in the description, a video for us on how to do it. And those two cams over there working steadily on that Jeep motor. But we're going to go ahead and get this motor put back together, get the heads put back on. So I'll leave you guys to it. Sit back and relax and watch me work. So if you guys just saw a few minutes ago, I had a little helper who's not in school right now. It's my son, Noah. Say hi, Noah.
Hi. My name's Noah.
Do you like working on cars?
Uh-huh.
You gonna take over the shop when I get older?
Yes.
You get straight A's in school, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Look at him. So he's with us all summer, and he's gonna be doing some assistance work around the shop. He's gonna help us clean the floors and scrub the toilets and take out the trash.
That is right.
That's right. You guys heard him say it, so he has to do it now. He's gonna have to take out the trash and everything. He's gonna have to scrub all the dirty floors. No, I'm just kidding. No, but kids being involved is a good thing when it comes to cars. And I've always been involved, just like my dad had me involved in cars. So Noah will be involved in cars too. And he wanted to say hi to everyone on YouTube.
Hi.
So he's excited to be on a video with me because he always sees me on YouTube. So we're gonna get back into the build now, and we're gonna go ahead, and Noah helped me with the timing set, the phaser gear, the oil pump. We're gonna get all that torqued down, get our front cover on, and then we're gonna go ahead and get the lifters in and the cylinder heads on. Ain't that right, Noah?
Uh-huh, that's right.
All right. So we'll see y'all in a little bit. We're gonna jump to it.